we don't look at division within ourselves. See, we made up of three components: body, mind, and spirit. And so that body will tell you to eat more than the body needs. That mind will tell you, you don't need to eat the last piece of cake. You don't need to go do this. You have a bill due Monday. What do we say? I'll let Monday take care of Monday. So we go do what we want to do. And then the spirit is the most anorexic thing that we have because we're not building it. This is why the Apostle Paul in the New Testament says you should be on meat. In other words, your skin and your mindset should be thicker and tougher. You should be able to withstand the winds. But instead, every time the wind blows, you're knocked down. And so we were looking for God to pick us up when he's given us the inner strength and the mental strength and the spiritual strength to stand up. So welcome in, everybody. Going to give you something today to think about. This is, the latter part of June. So I have a question to ask you. And that question is, it now becomes your move. And I'm going to show you a couple things. Number one, we're talking about David. David knew that everything, a lot of what he learned was misunderstood. And he was misunderstood. When you get misunderstood information, you will do misunderstood things. When the communication isn't there, when the consistency isn't there, when the proper mindset isn't there. So when I say now is your move, the question is, most people have not sat back and evaluated the first 2 quarters of the year. They've not evaluated their finances. They've not evaluated their spiritual growth. Many people are still struggling with what was in 2024. They have kind of been drugged through 2025. You only have 6 months left in the year. What's going to be different? If a person does not begin to set up now, you won't be set. You can't set up in December and been off track and off course the whole 2025. 2026 is important. The number 20 talks about redemption. The number 25 deals with forgiveness. And a lot of people are holding and carrying grudges, unresolved issues, unresolved questions, things that are still weighing on them. And so I said the month of June is the month of individual struggle, because in one sense, the spiritual neurology means that it is the man's own evil within himself. It's what it boils down to. So then the question becomes, how do I correct that? Okay, I listen to social media, or I see the things that people say, information that's been hidden, things, untruths that are now truths, things that people never knew. But now with the information, what's the next move? And so people have to, at some point, no one can adjust you but you. People either can control you, but you have to make those personal adjustments if you're looking for corporate success, family success, personal success, and personal growth. If not, you repeat. And that's where most people want people, is to repeat the same cycle so they can continue to get ahead. And when you finally come out of the fog, you're sitting there saying, oh, I can do that, or I should be doing that. But the problem is, your mind's not there. Your behavior's not there. Your spirit's not there. Your body isn't trained for it. So David says in Psalms 51, created me. In other words, David knew it's my move now. The next move is on you. It is not on your race. It is not on a person. I've heard people say, well, we don't have a leader. We don't do. No. You have the right to your day every day. The problem is society has taught us to look for perfection. So we don't look for storms. We don't look for winds. We don't look for rain. We just think it's a cakewalk. Success is not a cakewalk. Success is earned. Success has to be pushed and taken. Nobody's just going to give you something because you feel this way. Nobody's just going to hand you something. And in fact, while you're in your feelings, they're going to steal from you as much as possible. And the biggest thing people can steal from you is time. Because the first thing most people think is they're owed something, that they're due something, and that somebody needs to do something because he or she is feeling a certain way. David took the responsibility to realize there's only one person that can fix me, heal me, strengthen me, help me, guide me, and that's God. How many of us have looked to friends and all these other people? We spend less time with God and more time with people, but struggle more spiritually and then in our own mind. Paul said, he said, there's a war going on in my members because my body want to do one thing, my mind want to do another thing, and the spirit is just sitting over here saying, I'm here to help you, but I'm not here to make you. I'm here to bring revelation. I'm here to inspire you. I'm here to comfort you. But the Spirit of God is not here to control you. And so religious practices teach people that this religion is supposed to control you. It will not stop you. The Holy Spirit will not fight you when you want to do you. And so David had done himself until he realized my brokenness has been helped by other people, but I'm the one that has to deal with my brokenness one-on-one with God. But here's what religion doesn't teach us: how to really talk to God. Because they take you by your ethnicity and act like in your culture, you need to pray for money, you need to pray for this, you need to pray for that. How many people pray for spiritual strength, spiritual foresight, spiritual insight, spiritual endurance? How many people pray for that? But nobody has to teach us to go find trouble. Nobody has to teach us to go fall off a cliff, because our emotions will run us into a wall. And now we blame God. Well, God, if you love me, why am I here? God, if he could go back and pull up your record, you know how when you call people and they say you didn't call them, but you can go on your phone and your phone can say when you call. That's how God is. Well, I ain't talked to you since 2015. And the Bible is true. He said he'll never leave you, never forsake you. But you left him. We tuned him out. So David had hit so many walls that he says, create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew the right spirit. See, if you think you're right, what does the Bible say? All the ways of a man. Come on. Boy, they sleep this morning. Yeah. So whatever I say and whatever I do is just good enough. And so it's just like, we have to come to a conclusion. That's why I say now is your move, because here's the thing you can write. Knowledge knows what to do. Skills know how to do it. Wisdom determines if it needs to be done. How many people are using wisdom in their everyday life? Because the id, the ego, and the superego, which one normally takes over? The ego. All right. And who's the influencer? The id. Because the id is full of emotions. Look it up. Go back to look it up. The id is like, yeah, let's go, let's do this, let's do this. And at the end of the day, the superego is more of the intellect and intelligence, and it tries to tell a person, you might want to, slow the brakes on this. But boy, when that id get to going, and that ego and that id get to going, common sense is out the window. Does this make sense? Knowledge knows what to do. Skills know how to do it. Wisdom determines if it needs to be done. Here is something a believer has to understand. David never had the support that he needed. Remember, King Saul was against him. His father and his brothers, you don't find biblically. The basic thing, when Saul had called for David, his father took a donkey and put some bread and wine and sent it to the king, but they were not supporters of David. And sometimes we're looking for people to support us, because if your home don't teach you infrastructure and structure, It's very challenging to find a world or a group that would teach you structure and infrastructure because that's your framework. You can be all over the place, but you still have to obey the rules. And the law says ignorance of the law is no excuse. So David realized that I have issues within myself, but how most people deal with their issues is by addressing other people's issues and never facing their own issues. It's tough to say, I need help. It's tough to say, I need to get better. That's tough because you're talking to your ego. And your id is flipping your super ego off. It's flipping them off like, shut up, dude. We got this. But your id and your ego never takes responsibility for the crashes. So here's the thing. For the writers, you have to understand God will enlarge you with people who betrayed you. You know how that works? Hmm? Okay, you got to move your lips when you talk to me. You say, what now? No, I don't. You know, okay. God will enlarge the people that hurt you, the people that broke you. You're still looking at the broken and hurt. You're not learning the lesson. If you learn the lesson, they can't hurt you again. And so this is when the Bible talks about he'll make your enemy your footstool. So now they trapped you. They got you hurt for decades and for years. But now I understand that no matter what I do or don't do, nothing's going to change them. So now I don't give the emotional energy to something or a company or a person or a situation that no longer can feed my progress. See, that's what you need to understand. You need things to feed your progress to your destiny, not continue to fuel your nightmares, your brokenness, and still have that thorn that you can pull out of your side. The greatest battle is not with people, it's in our minds. So he says this, most people, and this is what I wrote, most people can't shake it off. They can't shake off the horror. They can't shake off the nightmares. And some people refuse to allow themselves to heal. And I always say this to people. There will always be more questions than there are answers. Sometimes there is no answer. It's just a cause of life. Should it have happened? No. But if you can't step through it and step over it and overcome it, you will never be what you can be. Does that make sense? Because you're driving, looking in the rearview mirror. And you're not progressing in your healing with God. Because there's some wounds we have, only God can heal. And he gives us a couple things that he's told us. He gives us grace. He gives us mercy. He gives us favor. Those are healing components. Like, if you get a rash or something, they give you a level of ointment to put on. We don't look for the ointments of God. We want to destroy the thing and wonder why God has not dissolved him or her or them. It's because God has given them a chance to repent and recover. Now, they may never come to you, but Denzel Washington talk about the greatest gift is to be able to forgive a person. And don't matter. It doesn't matter if they accept it or not. You free yourself to grow. And many people are hindering themselves. And so now we're getting ready to go in the third quarter, the second half of the year that most everybody was excited about it for 2025. And this is what I'm going to do. And I'm going here and I'm going to do all that. You can do things, but things don't heal wounds. And David had a plethora of wounds. And it says you have to shake it off and do it now. What does do it now mean? Get involved with the next in your life. What is the next in your life? We're driven by emotional things, sugar candy. What's the next? What is the next step that will help you balance your life? To get your equilibrium, your spiritual equilibrium, and your natural equilibrium in line with your gifts and talents. Here's the thing. We can't win in life if we keep losing in our minds. We can't win. We can't win. You can't stay up all night and then try to get up in 2 hours and be functional the next day. You could have probably done it when you were younger. You can't do it now. The weight of responsibility. But see, when you're having fun, come on. You don't want to stop. Come on. You don't want to stop. Then you start then your ego start talking to you. Your ears start talking to your ego. Well, they ought to do this. They ought to take care of that. Well, where's your responsibility in the thing? Where is your level of responsibility? Is this making sense? And so we can't win in life if we continue to lose in our mind. What does that mean to you? One simple sentence. My emotions overrule my intellect and intelligence. My emotions feeds my moment. But it's my intellect and intelligence that builds my future. It's like having a big test to study for, but don't want to study for the test. That's a beautiful, I wish I could just take that expression with that beautiful face and she go, yeah. It's like you got a test at 7. You got to get up at 7 and be there by 8 and take the test at 8:15, and you got to have your card to sign in and everything. But you were having so much fun at your friend's party last night that you have no prep for the next day. You didn't get the proper sleep. You didn't get the proper rest. Now you're agitated and irritated with everybody. Come on, somebody. Yeah, got to get your caffeine. Yeah, get you going. Take you up, take you down. Got to drink some more to get you going. Am I making sense? And so then when people come to you and say, hey, I expect more of you, now you got an attitude because you're not resting. You're not well. Come on, somebody say, you're doing too much. Sit down somewhere. But when your emotions and feelings is just feeling good, come on, somebody say, y'all look like y'all felt good yesterday. It was nice and pretty. Some of y'all look like y'all had fun yesterday. And then this morning, y'all come in here like this. Yeah, I will go come. I want you to talk about me. I'm going to go on up in the bus show. I am not ready for the day. Help me, Jesus. Help me, Jesus. Come on, y'all. Help me, Jesus. I feel like now I need to have a whole box of coffee. So when you come in, just give you coffee, Mountain Dew, a Dr. Pepper, a Surge, some sugar water. So, that you can get adrenaline shots now. Some of y'all need adrenaline shots. Give you something. You can't win in life if you keep losing in your mind. And so what happens is between your id and your ego, you start saying, why are you talking to me? Because I'm smart. The problem is, it's not that you're not smart. The problem is that you're not fundamentally sound. Am I making sense? It is not that you can't pass the test, but you can't do the job. Have you ever seen people that can pass the test but can't do the job? Okay. So I want people to stop talking about, oh, my kid's smart. Yeah, but the coach are killing them. Who's going to let you in a business speaking a language that nobody understands? We got to put some brakes on that girl. Pull the skin off of it. Come on, y'all know. Where can you go and be productive with that? Nowhere. Thank you. And then you ride and you see people with small kids in the car and they have all this profane language and wonder why people have a certain disposition about their kids when they come to school, because what you hear is what you will speak. And if you have a limited vocabulary, that means you have a small-minded capacity. Because then when something else comes that are not within your 4-letter word environment, you struggle with it. And somehow that's supposed to make you great. So we have a way of making stupid look cool. Am I right? So where can you go with it? So here's the thing. I'm going to leave y'all with this because y'all look like y'all need to go get some coffee. And I have a couple more services. I'm going to leave y'all with this. Here is something you know, but may not have done. Have you begun getting ready for third and fourth quarter of the second half of your life? Prioritize your mindset. What should you be thinking? How should you be thinking? All questions don't require a response. Some people will say things and do things that will gaslight you. And you have spent so much time and so much energy bent out of shape that it may take 10 years to get you back to where you were. I'm going to ask you a question. Are they worth it? Is it worth it? If your job will not give you the freedom to do it, continue to work that job, but put seeds out there to find something else. The problem is the mind tells you you don't want nothing else because if you want something else, it requires a different standard from you. Okay, I'm going to say this to you. No one's going to hire you to go to a new job to be lazy. No one's going to pay you more money to go to work to do less work and have less responsibility. And people tend to struggle with that. Oh, I got to go. Oh, but 2 months ago you were shouting and kicking and throwing your shoes and spitting all up on the wall. Oh, won't he do it? Won't he do it? And now you're over here crying like a snail. Am I correct? Does the Bible not say to whom much is? So you didn't earn it. It was given to you. Now it comes with a standard. I don't want to do nothing. Can y'all pay me for just staying at home? And I think in most companies now they build personal days or they call them mental days where you can get that day, but you ain't no better the next day. Because that day you did all of you. You didn't rest your mind. You didn't write down your focus. You just and then just wake up and eat and drink more coffee, more surge. It's all right. I need a minute. I mean it. Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm just trying to help us. You needed a day, but you didn't talk to God. You know why? We've been programmed to receive from God and not have a relationship with God. So God is our mechanic. He gonna fix everything. And we put $1 on the bill. We want him to fix our Bentley. And we come by and wave at him. Hey, Jesus, how you doing, Jesus? You all right today, Jesus? Your mama all right, Jesus? How you doing? You talked to Mary lately, Jesus? Jesus, you so nice. Oh, I sure appreciate them shoes you got let me get. So God is saying, you got to prioritize your mindset. What's important? This is where I know it was a time, I don't know if it still exists. People have vision boards. You got a smartphone, but you don't use it for a smartphone. Every 3 hours, you should have a reminder in your phone and say, stay positive. There's an app for that? Okay. So they got an app for that. Like someone goes, oh, can I get the app? Oh. Yeah, you should have that. You should have something to keep because the weight of responsibility will drag you down. And the problem is everyone think they can handle it because they have a degree or a certification and you're weighed down spiritually, but you don't see your spirit, but you feel the effects of the spirit. And anyone that knows anything about embalming, they can look at the size of the heart and your organs and see that a person had a great amount of stress on them because your organs tend to swell because you tend to contract everything. And so everything swells up. But on the outside, we look good. But on the inside, we're suffering. And remember, you are a product of God. We don't see that because seeing in eyesight is believing. In God's sight, believing is seeing. You should start now projecting yourself and talking to God where you want to be at the end of July. What you want to do the 1st of August. The number 8 means new beginning. What will be new? The number 7 means perfecting. So once I go through this cloud of fighting myself and struggling with myself, I really need to discover myself. And then I need to perfect those skills that are good in me. So then when I come to the month of August, that starts my new beginning. And when I go to the number 9, now I'm able to ingest the fruits of the Spirit to better myself. And the number 10 means that now I have a testimony. Only thing Lord gave me, let me be able to make my car payment. Only thing, Lord, they showed that I was hungry that day and somebody blessed me with some food. Yeah, I got a testimony. Ah. So at the closing, it's simple. It's time to put infrastructure, structure, and build substance in your life. God bless you. We'll see you soon.